Agriculture has over the years been the backbone of Ghana's economy. With the changing scenes of the world, players within the sector are being challenged to optimize the agricultural industry. Speaking at the Media Roundtable discussion in Accra, the director of the Agribusiness Unit at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture called for a deepened collaboration between the public and private sector to harness the growth of Ghana's economy.
The food crops module, focusing on subsidizing improved inputs, that's fertilizer and improved seeds, to promote adoption and increase productivity of farmers. The tree crops module, involving promotion of 6 selected crops: oil palm, rubber, coconut, cashew, mango, and shea, for diversification of export earnings and farm incomes. The horticulture module, aimed at increasing production of vegetables in greenhouses, targeted at youth employment. The livestock module, aimed at increasing domestic production of meat and reducing protein imports. And the mechanization module, aimed at modernizing agriculture and increasing efficiency along the agricultural value chain.
On her part, the acting Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, Caitlin Flynn, pledged the Commission's continued support for women in the sector.
Canada has supported MEDA's efforts in Ghana to reduce poverty, increase food security, and enhance women's economic empowerment through a number of projects since 2012, including Greater Rural Opportunities for Women project, which completed phase 1 and now is in its phase 2, and the Farmers' Economic Advancement through Seedlings. These initiatives have yielded remarkable results in supporting women smallholder farmers and businesses, in particular to increase production, incomes, and livelihoods, especially in northern Ghana. But I think it's important that we talk today about how to work differently, how to innovate, how to engage diverse partnerships, and how to reach the furthest behind. Our support for the agriculture sector in Ghana is in line with our feminist international assistance policy and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, particularly Goal 5 on gender equality. Through our partnership with the Government of Ghana and organizations like MEDA, we are witnessing increased empowerment and self-reliance among women in the agriculture sector.
The Chief Executive Officer of GESAL, Kwesi Kobo, also called on key stakeholders within the sector to forge a cross-sectorial policy implementation drive to harness growth.
Agriculture is not just the domain of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. Agriculture is a domain, it's called sectorial. You can't just say it's just agriculture. There's health, there's trade, there's finance. Unless there's a coordination among all the various ministries that have a role to play, policies will never work. If, for example, we are talking about import substitution, for example, there's a Ministry of Trade. There are WTO rules you've got to abide with. There are phytosanitary issues you've got to abide with GSA. If it's food, Ministry of Health, FDA comes in. So it depends on what the issues are. You have to distill the issue, look at what are the relevant agencies you need that can play a role in addressing, because policy is supposed to address an issue. So what are the relevant industries? But if we keep it at this just pure agriculture, take roads, for example. Road falls in the domain of the Ministry of Transport. So how can you promote agricultural, you want to create an agricultural enclave somewhere, and you don't talk to the Ministry of Roads and Transport? How do you get roads network there to evacuate?
Mavis Owusu-Gyamfi, the Executive Vice President of African Center for Economic Transformation, expressed optimism that the negative narrative of the country's agriculture sector would see an uplift if the right strategies and policies are duly executed.
The reason I'm optimistic is that we've seen lots of other countries do it. And even in Ghana, once upon a time, we put so much energy around cocoa, and look at where it took us. So long as we have the focus, we have the ambition, we have the coordination, we have the leadership, we have the systems and structures in place to support it, we can achieve a lot in 20 years. So I don't think you should be pessimistic. We should be pessimistic, however, if we don't have the vision or we don't have the knowledge or the skills. That's not our problem. The issues that are our problems are fixable. So that's why I'm optimistic.